The man who welcomed the ark, the story of Obed Edom. 2 Samuel 6 verses 1 to 12. The sun beat down on the dry hills of Israel. A large crowd had gathered. They were dancing, singing, and playing instruments. Why? Because King David was bringing back the most holy object in all of Israel, the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark was no ordinary box. It was made of gold, designed by God Himself, and carried His presence. It reminded the people that God was with them. David wanted it brought to the city of Jerusalem, where he lived. But something tragic happened on the journey. As they moved the ark, a man named Uzzah reached out to steady it when the oxen pulling the cart stumbled. But the ark was sacred, and no one was allowed to touch it. Instantly, Uzzah died. Fear swept over everyone, including King David. They stopped the celebration. David didn't want to bring the ark into Jerusalem anymore. It felt dangerous. So he looked around and asked, "Where can we leave the ark until we know what to do?" A man stepped forward quietly. His name was Obed Edom. He wasn't a king or a priest. He was just a man who loved God and opened his home. And so, the Ark of God was carried into Obed Edom's house. Days passed. Then weeks. Then months. And something incredible began to happen. Everything in Obed Edom's house started to flourish. His crops grew faster. His livestock multiplied. His children were healthy. Joy and peace filled his home. Visitors noticed and asked, "What's going on here?" The answer was simple: the presence of God was in his home. Obed Edom didn't treat the ark as just a decoration. He honored it. He worshipped God. He prayed. He taught his family to respect the Lord. 3 months later, King David heard the news. "Did you hear?" people said. "Obed Edom's house is overflowing with blessing. Ever since the ark came, everything has changed." David was amazed. He realized that the ark was not a curse, it was a blessing, when treated with respect. So, David prepared again to bring the ark into Jerusalem, but this time, he did it the right way. He followed God's instructions. Priests carried the ark on poles, and they offered sacrifices. David danced before the Lord with joy. As the ark was brought into Jerusalem, Obed Edom watched with gladness. He had hosted the presence of God, and his life would never be the same. But Obed Edom didn't stop there. Because he had tasted the nearness of God, he wanted more. He packed his bags. He left his home. And he followed the ark into Jerusalem. Later in the Bible, we find that Obed Edom served as a gatekeeper and a worshipper in the house of God, 1 Chronicles 15 verses 18 and 1 Chronicles 26:4-8. His sons and grandsons became leaders too. His name was written in history, not because he was famous, but because he made room for God. The message. The story of Obed Edom teaches us something important. When we welcome God's presence into our homes and hearts, everything changes. Blessing follows those who honor Him. Subscribe, comment, like and share.